I never confronted her. Not when I caught the messages. Not when her smile lingered a little too long while staring at her phone. Not even when I realized those words, "I love you," weren't meant just for me. I swallowed it all in silence and walked away. No shouting, no accusations, not even goodbye. Just the quiet sound of my steps fading out the door, because silence was the last weapon I had left. For a year, I erased myself from her life. Until the night she found me, hunched over and crying in the driver's seat of her car. We had been together 3 years. Not perfect, not flawless, but real. She knew me deeper than anyone else. My triggers. My fears. The way I locked myself away whenever I hurt, just to keep from saying something I couldn't take back. And still, she managed to break me in ways I never thought she could. It wasn't just another man. She betrayed me with every stolen look, every promise that turned hollow the moment I realized I wasn't her only choice. I hadn't gone looking for proof. I'd opened her laptop to queue up our Friday night playlist, a ritual we never missed. Instead, her words to him filled the screen. "Wish it was you instead of him. Last night was everything. Don't worry, he doesn't suspect a thing." My chest tightened before my eyes finished reading. An hour later she came home, kissed me, asked if I'd started the movie. I smiled, nodded, went to the bedroom, packed my bag, left my key on the counter, and disappeared without a word. The next year I lived like a ghost. New city, no photographs, no number she could call. I gave her no explanation, no story she could twist. Because what can you say to someone who chose another while convincing you that you were their everything? Nothing. You say nothing. You try to heal. But healing isn't clean. Some days I could breathe. Other days, it felt like she was still stitched into my ribs, her laugh echoing inside my chest. I hated how much of her still clung to me. On the anniversary of the night I left, it all came crashing back. My thoughts were too loud, my heart too heavy, and I couldn't carry it anymore. I wandered aimlessly until I ended up in some unfamiliar neighborhood. Rain poured down. I climbed into the first unlocked car I found. I didn't think. Didn't care. I just needed somewhere to collapse, somewhere to finally unravel. I gripped the steering wheel and sobbed until a voice cut through the storm. Familiar. Shaken. Isaac. I looked up. It was her. She looked older somehow, shorter hair, dimmer eyes, like life had carved pieces out of her. She stared like she was seeing a ghost. Slowly, she opened the door. "Move over. You're soaked." In a daze, I slid to the passenger seat. She started the car, turned on the heat. For a long while, only the rain spoke. Then, barely more than a whisper, she said, "I searched for you." I let out a laugh with no joy in it. Survival, not humor. What? So you could tell me how much it meant? She winced. I deserve that. I made a mistake. The kind you don't come back from? Her hands trembled in her lap. I don't expect forgiveness. But you should know I haven't been okay since you left. Good, I muttered. Neither have I. She looked at me with watery eyes. I thought you'd scream at me, fight with me, something. But you left me with silence. Finally, I turned to her, my throat burning. Because if I'd stayed, I would have begged you to choose me. And I swore I'd never beg. That ended it. The car went still, two broken people breathing in the same storm. You look exhausted, she whispered. I am. Do you still hate me? I wish I did. She reached into the glove box and pulled out a photo of us. I don't carry this out of guilt, she said softly. I keep it because it reminds me of who I was when I still knew how to love the right way. I stared at it, and something deep inside me cracked. I'm not asking for another chance, she continued. But if you ever decide, I'd show up different. I didn't answer. Some wounds don't heal with words. They need space. They need time. When she dropped me off later, I stepped out of the car, then turned back. Thank you, I said. She nodded. No smile. Just understanding. Then she drove away. And here's what I've learned. Closure doesn't always arrive where you expect it. Sometimes the very person who wrecked you is also the one who holds the pieces you forgot. And if someone you love ever walks away in silence, don't mistake it for weakness. Sometimes silence is strength disguised as heartbreak.